Hello guys, it's Talia. This is the new Helios laptop announced this year at CES. Previously in Predator's Helios range, we had the 300 and we're using affordable gaming, the 500 with more power and the 700 with even more power and the crazy sliding keyboard. So after the 300, 500 and 700, of course it makes sense to announce the Helios 16 and 18? Something as simple as changing the names really threw me off at first. There was numbers, there was an order, it made sense. But now I see why the names have changed, because everything's changed. This feels like a brand new direction for the Helios. It's refined, perfected, packing everything you could want in one place in either a 16 or 18-inch size. Let's do a quick rundown of the laptop before we get into the nitty-gritty. Pay attention, because there's a lot. We have a 13th generation Intel Core HX processor, NVIDIA's new RTX 40 series GPU with advanced Optimus, a Quad HD mini LED display, which is up to 240 Hz fast with 1000 nits of brightness, and a big focus on cooling. That's it. This is the gaming laptop. We found it. Let's talk about the screen first and the reason for the new naming. It's now sized in a 16 or 18-inch display with Helios's new 16:10 aspect ratio. Every other Helios previous, that's a weird one to say. Helios previous. The Helioses before had the usual 16:9 aspect ratio, but laptops have slowly been coming around to the idea of having a little bit more screen height, and I love it. I think it will make for more immersive gaming, and it's generally much nicer for browsing and productivity tasks. And an 18-inch gaming laptop is roomy, especially with bezels this thin. There are many options when it comes to the resolution and refresh rate, so you can get exactly what you need. But in both sizes, we have up to a Quad HD resolution and speeds of up to 240 Hz. That is fast. The fastest of these displays use mini LEDs, and the main benefits of this being amazing contrast ratios, 100% coverage of DCI EP3, and a brightness of 1000 nits, being display HDR 1000. What's interesting is that the contrast levels are usually measured in the dark to test how dark images appear, but in addition to that, the Helios has a much higher ambient contrast ratio, which measures contrast levels under bright light, like this. In short, it's going to look great in the dark, but as well when you use it in the daylight, under bright lights, or even outside, which I love. Most laptop screens in daylight are not that bright. I can't see anything. So then I have to turn the lights off, and then I have to turn the brightness all the way up, which means when I come away from my laptop, now I actually can't see because I'm blind. So the option of gaming without having to be in the dark is great, I like that, but also just using the laptop out and about on the go with full visualization in crisp Quad HD. Love it. The specs of the Helios are freaking powerful. We have Intel's 13th generation processor, an i7 or i9, supporting the hybrid architecture, the HX processors. This new architecture has access to 55 watts of power instead of the 45, and it even has the same core count as a desktop processor. So higher frame rates, powerful multitasking, and seamless content creation is my main takeaway for this. And we're going to pair that with NVIDIA's 40 series graphics that are fully powered, meaning 165 watts of MGP, which is something to check as a lot of laptops might have the same card but with different power dedicated to run it. And with 165 watts, you have enough to fully power any of the 40 series cards. There's a big improvement in ray trace graphics in these cards, whether you're doing 3D modeling or gaming with RTX on. And its deep learning with DLSS 3.0 makes for a huge boost in FPS, up to 4 times the amount sometimes. Crazy. There's also advanced Optimus, which is a nifty little feature of NVIDIA's to dynamically switch between the high-end GeForce GPU and your laptop's integrated graphics, depending on which app is running, meaning you're not running your daily productivity tasks on your souped-up GeForce card and draining your battery. Some of the other great features, the cooling. Predator love cooling. They don't even compare against competition anymore. Now they're just in competition with themselves and their previous models. We have vector heat pipes changing from the older oval shape to like a newer, more rectangular one for more airflow. And there's liquid metal thermal grease on our massively powerful CPU to keep it cool, and the dual fans inside have super fine metal blades, now with 2 custom engineered fans instead of the previous one. Little upgrade. The Helios range has always had great cooling. I had a Helios 700 a few years back. I don't know who remembers, but it's that one with the sliding keyboard I mentioned earlier. Big old beast. It went like when you open it up. It was my favorite laptop of all time. It had an overclockable i9, it had 2 power bricks to charge it. I really threw a lot at the laptop and it ran so cool. It seems like a weird mention, but it's because at first when I saw this, I thought, that's the 700, but sexy. And also a lot lighter. That thing weighed a ton. This one comes in at around 3 kilograms, which is pretty decent, and it's 25 millimeters thick. And the design is gorgeous. The branding is minimal, but it's gamery where you want it to be. It has subtle RGB at the back in an all black aluminum chassis. And a really cool feature is that it comes with interchangeable vent covers at the back. So you get the original covers on the laptop, but then you can just like pop those off and replace them with ones included in the box. And I know you're thinking, Natalia, why would I? They're just grey. Yeah, for now. Predator suggests even encourage you spray paint these to make an all new, all personalized design for your Helios. This one is a sample and it's the only one they have in right now. So I don't think they'd appreciate me whipping out the aerosol, but soon. Another big plus is the per key RGB backlighting on the keyboard with mini LEDs. They're brighter, they require less power, and they're more uniform in color with less halo. The keyboard lights, the vent lights, the cooling, the performance modes, the overclocking can all be played around with in the Predator Sense control center. And you'll even have Mr. Predator to come out and help. I should have given him a cooler name. That's bad. For connectivity, we have Wi-Fi 6E and killer Ethernet to put your game traffic first, and we have a fantastic selection of ports. 4-key display and charging ports all in the back to make for lovely cable management in the front, plenty of USB Type-A's for your peripherals, and even a micro SD card slot. They also come with 1 month free of Xbox Game Pass and 1-year warranty. As this is an engineering sample, I don't have news on battery life and I can't do any gameplay testing on it yet. Sad, I know, but I can wait because there's news of this releasing soon, possibly February, which is really exciting. I love this direction that the Helios has gone down. Crazy power, amazing display, and a slick new design. It ticks all the boxes for me. Boxes I didn't even know I had have been ticked. I know if I got this, it would last a really long time. And I think I'm ready to make that kind of commitment. Let me know what you think of the Helios down below, and if you'd like to see any benchmarking, gameplay videos sometime in the future, sometime in the near future. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys. Sweet.